The Secret of the Hidden Scrolls, Book 2, Race for the Ark, Chapter 6, Paw Prints Everywhere. The tent was dark. Peter, Mary, and Hank didn't make a sound. Crack! There it is again, whispered Peter. Shh! What if it's Jakar and Shadow? Whispered Peter. Be quiet or they might find us, Mary whispered back. Snap! Squish! Thump! The sounds got louder outside the tent. If it's Jakar, said Peter, I think he brought an army with him. Thud! The ground rumbled and shook. Mary's eyes opened wide. Something huge is coming. Maybe it's Darfus, said Peter. No, said Mary. Bigger. Bigger than Darfus, said Peter. Thud, thud. Yes, said Mary. Much bigger. Then everything was completely quiet. What was it? Said Peter. I don't know, said Mary, but I hope it doesn't come back. Peter was surprised that Mary and Hank could fall asleep. Hank was even snoring. Peter lay awake for a long time, listening for any noises. He was sure he would never fall asleep. The next thing Peter knew, light was shining on his face. He sat up and rubbed his eyes. The light was streaming through the cracks in the tent flap. Mary yawned and stretched. Is it already morning? Yes, let's go see what happened last night, said Peter. Do you think it's safe, said Mary? Peter slowly poked his head out of the tent. I think so. I don't see anything scary. Hank ran out and sniffed all around. Woof, woof! Peter grabbed the leather bag and ran over to see what Hank had found. Look at all the paw prints. There must be thousands. Mary came up behind him. These are from a bear. She looked to the right. No, it looks like two bears. Peter ran to the other side of the tent. Look at these prints. They're huge. Mary put her hand inside of one of them. This is from an elephant. Those prints are from a horse, she said, and those are from a camel. How do you know so much about paw prints? Asked Peter. I read a book called Know Your Paws, A Complete Guide to the Animal Kingdom. Your reading is paying off, said Peter. I want to be ready for anything, said Mary. Peter looked ahead. It looks like the prints go that way. Mary took out the compass. They're going west. Peter quickly packed everything back into the bag. Let's go, he said. They followed the trail of prints and came to an open field covered with tree trunks. Who cut down all the trees? Asked Mary. I think I know. Peter pointed to the top of the hill. That is one huge boat. Woof, woof. Peter turned around to see what Hank was barking at. Two tall giraffes came walking out of the woods. They walked past Peter and headed up the hill toward the huge wooden boat. Thud, thud. Two rhinos crashed through the woods. Squeak, squeak. Two mice ran between Mary's feet. Eek! Mary screamed and ran behind a tree. Peter shook his head. I can't believe you're afraid of mice, but not rhinos. Mary slowly came out from behind the tree. Hank barked at the animals and made sure that they stayed on the trail. Peter was proud. After all, Hank was a herding dog. Peter had just never seen him in action before. Look at those poor little turtles, said Mary. The little shelled guys were falling behind the other animals. I don't think they'll ever make it, said Peter. He picked them up. Just then, the bag glowed. Peter unzipped it and unrolled the scroll. The fourth word glowed and transformed into will. I solved one! Peter did a happy dance. 2 down, said Mary. Only 4 to go. Woof, woof! Peter looked up and saw a man with a long brown beard walking down the hill. He looked about the same age as their dad. Who do we have here? Said the man. Peter quickly rolled up the scroll and hid it in the bag. My name is Peter, and I'm Mary. She didn't seem worried at all. It was almost as if she knew who he was. Roof! And this is Hank, said Peter. My name is Shem, said the man. Mary leaned over and whispered in Peter's ear. I knew it was him. How? Peter whispered back. Maybe you should read your Bible. Shem pointed at all the animals walking up the hill. Did you bring all of these? No, said Mary. We're hiding from Jakar and Shadow. Shem's face darkened and he nodded. I understand. You can stay with us. We'll keep you safe. Follow me, said Shem. Thanks, said Mary. They walked toward the big boat. Animals were everywhere. They all started showing up last night, Shem said. We heard, said Peter. Where are you from? Asked Shem. We are from the few... Mary kicked Peter in the shin. Again. Peter rubbed his leg. Mary gave Peter another look. Peter was surprised her face didn't get stuck that way. We are from far, far away. Well, welcome to the Ark, said Shem. That is one huge boat, said Peter. Don't call it a boat in front of my dad, said Shem. He wants everyone to call it an ark. Okay, said Peter. That's one huge ark. They arrived at the top of the hill. Peter was out of breath and ready to eat. "It looks even bigger up here," Mary said. Peter ran beside the ark. "It's almost 2 football fields long." Shem tilted his head. "What's football?" "It's a game where we come from," said Peter. "You'll have to teach me," said Shem. "It gets boring up here on the ark." "How long have you been working on it?" said Mary. Shem counted his fingers several times. "About 100 years. Peter's jaw dropped. "You don't look 100 years old." "Thanks," said Shem. "But if you think I'm old, wait till you meet my parents." "How old are they?" asked Mary. 600, said Shem, "but they're in great shape." "I'm sure they're around here somewhere." He looked around and shrugged. "Do you want a tour of the ark?" said Shem. "Sure," said Peter. He really hoped food would be involved.